Welcome back, guys, to Trails into Reverie, where last episode, after reading the emergency special edition of the Crossbell Times, we continued the Central Square patrol and onwards into West Street. When checking in at the bakery, we saw that Bennett was still under the effects of the mind control. We decided to assist in Oscar's plan to snap her out of it by obtaining some native bellberries on Ursula Road, returning as the special loaf achieved its goal, with the two getting closer due to it, or maybe not, as we now continue the finale patrol.
Right, with a random quest in the middle of everything where we got some breads, we now continue the patrol. It's just West Street and the entertainment district left. That quest added some extra time onto us, I'm pretty sure, but still, not going to complain. Lots of people in this last room. The Una family, or sorry, it'd be the Crawford family. Hey, it's Una! Oh, and she brought the SSS and Class 7 too! Your father already told me everything. I'm so glad that you're alright. Same to you, Mum, and I hope you two have been on your best behaviour. So what's going on? You look like you're up to something. People can finally come in and out of the city now that the occupation is over. Several refugees and even entire households are going hungry right now. So we're working with the entertainment and residential districts to set up a food bank and distribute food around the city. Then I've reached out to everyone at Villa Raison to ask for our help as well. It's nice to flex my homemaker muscles for once. We're gonna help too. We get to peel veggies and stuff. Wow, you guys are really going all out. Your mother is something else, you know. Yeah, Lena really is the best. The city may have technically been liberated, but things are as chaotic as ever outside. Thankfully, Mrs. Novash and Sammy are both eager to help, so we shouldn't have any trouble delivering food to the people in need. Be careful out there, okay, Una? I know you're about to head off into danger. When you get back, I'll have a heaping helping of your favorite dinner on the table as a reward for a job well done. How's that sound, sweetheart? Like heaven. I'll be back before you know it, Mum. Una taught me all about potato sprouts and how you shouldn't pick them from the ground. She said they were dangerous because they're still poisonous. Wow, you remembered. Atta girl, Nana. Potato sprouts. There's going to be a volunteer kitchen. That means there's going to be loads of food. I can stuff my face full. That's one way to look on the bright side, I guess. Alright, onward. So the four that have gathered in the middle of the street. The dough in Morgs is only half raised. There's a lot of baking still to do with that relationship. Speaking of relationships. Hey guys, how you holding up? We're still alright. So you three met up with Sophia? Were you just having to bump into each other on the way back from taking care of a few wanted monsters on the highway? And we were just on our way to help with the food bank preparation at the Belheim. We had talked about having Estelle and Joshua over for dinner the last time we went out to eat with Rean. What a happy accident that we would run into each other again so soon. Sure is. Honestly, I wish the timing were a little better so we could hang out. You mean you're not going to come eat with us at the Belheim? I wanted to do something to thank Rean for saving me and being my friend. That's awfully sweet, but I don't recall ever saving you. But you know that's not true. Last Papa said you saved him too. What am I going to do with you? Oh, you guys are even closer than I thought. Would it be alright if we drop by after our next big mission is complete? We can also try to squeeze in a small visit as we do our next set of rounds. We can do that too. Oh boy, you always were a softy, Joshua. Of course, we'll be waiting for you to come home safely. Be careful, and good luck. I didn't think we'd get an opportunity to spend together like that until it was all over. Let's do whatever it takes to put an end to that tacky eyesore of a tower. I can't even enjoy a simple meal with that hideous thing looming over us. What a killjoy. I'm sure Harry will be thrilled to hear what we're doing. I'll be praying that you all come back safely and can join us later. I know cooking for the food drive comes first, but we can still eat dinner together, right? I was really afraid of what was happening in the city, but now it's no big deal because there's something to look forward to. I know something interesting earlier as I was going around and looking for ways to help the residents. People were already doing what they could to help one another. They boosted my spirits instead of the other way around. Imagine that. Crossbells have always had such strong spirits. Maybe that comes with the territory of living someplace with so many ups and downs. I'm glad to see Sophia and her family are doing so well. We should get back to patrolling the city. There's bound to be some kind of job that needs a braces touch if we look hard enough. Almost definitely. It's good to have you two back in town to help out. Braces are at work. The relationship between Rean and her estranged family is getting more knit together. Oh, he's on his own in here. I used to pitch in on food drives all the time during my days in the Crossbell diet. Maybe I'll cook up a batch of my special miso soup. In fact, I'll even toss in the best ingredients we have. It's not every day common folk get to taste the luxuries of fine diving. Toss end, eh? Wait, no, what am I saying? I'll start sounding like Mrs. Novash did at her worst if I start saying things like that. Mrs. Novash seems like she's had a real change of heart this year. If someone like her can turn a new page, then so can I. I'll make a soup that's humble and tasteful that everyone can enjoy. Phew, I got so fired up watching Ilya and Risha duel out earlier. As did I. Each danced so passionately and with such determination it was a spectacle to behold. All the more reason we can't just sit on our hands and do nothing to help. Right, let's head over to the Belheim and pitch into Lena's food drive. They're a hungry mouse to feed out there. Dance battle! It's inspiring how passionate Ilya, Risha and Sully are. I should follow their example. Alright, here goes nothing. The power of dance in Trails has just suddenly, taken a big leap into the magic realm, I feel, though. It's rather enjoyable cooking for everyone like this. In fact, it makes me want to stay and continue living in Crossbell instead of going back to Erebonia. I said it was already unleashed like that by some before. So they're organising a food drive. That's a really neat idea. Wait, I should be doing something to help out. There must be something I can do. Find me Sherazard. I can't just stand around and watch everyone else work. I need to find some way to pitch in. Cooking is out of my wheelhouse, but maybe I can wash the dishes. Someone has to wash them, so why not me? Why not you indeed? No one's in there. No items, seemingly. Still tells you where the new stuff is. Of course, West Crossbell Highway is new. Run, Rufus, run! Tanner's General Store. Yuna, I wasn't expecting to see you in the neighborhood now of all times. And you're even with the SSS in Class 7. It's quite a surprise to see you all together. I read what you all did in the special issue of the Crossbell Times, but still be working so hard to clean up this newest mess. Yeah, we've definitely got our work cut out for us, but we're working together to take care of it as soon as we can. What about all of you? How have you been feeling the last few days? Oh, you mentioned it, both Elsa and I have been feeling a little hazy lately. Thankfully, that cleared up a little while ago. Mama and her friends came over to cheer us up, and I think that made all the difference. It did. That's good to hear. Well, what do you know? The junior SSS is going to put us out of business at this rate. They're a good bunch of kids, that's for sure. We're going to help distribute supplies to the evacuees now that we're feeling better. Rest assured we'll be praying for your success in what's to come. Here, take these for the road. Goodies! Thanks, Elsa. We really appreciate it. Be sure to put them to good use. We should get going now. Stay safe, you two. You all certainly have quite the lineup of characters traveling together. I even see a few unfamiliar faces. Well, I'm sure Crossbell couldn't be in better hands. Good luck with what's to come and stay safe, everyone. Some of the guests of the Entertainment District's hotels are still stranded, unable to leave Crossbell at all. I thought it would be a good idea to donate some goods and supplies for them so that they at least have the basic necessities. I've just realised now that it's not just the Entertainment District, it's Arc En Ciel too. More than thought. Ooh, yes, totally. I should definitely buy some more of these. That probably should be enough, right? 50. Alright, so not only do we have the lore officer to check out, but we have deeper in. According to the new tabs. The police? Oh, yeah, you gotta have someone watching over here. He's been allowed to move about on the condition that he has an officer monitoring his actions. His crimes are undoubtedly grave, but his knowledge and desire for a better future are what Crossbell needs right now. To be honest, I don't actually think he needs to be watched. Nonetheless, I'll do my job. Oh, it's you guys. Welcome. I'm glad you could make it. It's been a long time since I last saw many of you, Lapis and her friends notwithstanding. Yeah, over 2 years. Part of me has wanted to visit you. I'm glad that it's happening now. As am I. I had the opportunity to examine the citizens' body language on my way here. In typical Crossbell fashion, they're doing their best to hang in and keep their heads held high.
I've noticed too. I'm sure many of them are scared deep down, but they're fighting it back and doing what they can to smile.
Yes, I believe so as well. That's because they've overcome so many trials and tribulations, not just in the last few years, but for a very long time. It demonstrates just how misguided I was to try to take that strength away from them. I should have believed in their strength rather than use Kia and the Septarians' power to reshape reality and erase that perseverance. I've come to understand that more than ever.
Mr. Grimwood,
I'm glad you can believe in the people again.
But don't forget that you're one of them. Everything you said applies to you as well. That's why you've done everything you can to help Lapis and Crossbell, isn't it? You haven't given up. She's right. You're one of the people who's taught me how strong humans can be. That's why I was able to gain the chance to rise once more through Rufus. So don't go excluding yourself.
Perhaps you're right. I owe thanks to both of you. Now then, I didn't come here to be nostalgic. It's about time we got to work. Did you bring the materials I asked for, Pete?
Yes, sir. Here's the register of foreign enterprises and influential people. What do you need that for?
The appearance of that tower has Calvin and other nations on high alert. Something must be done to ease tensions at our borders. That should buy time for all of you to take action. I'm not the civil servant I once was, but I'll use what connections I have remaining to help as best as I can.
You did have an international reputation, so I'm sure you'll be able to help in that regard.
I appreciate the vote of confidence, and do be careful out there. I believe in you just the same. Thanks. We'll get through this.
Oh, before I forget, I wanted to thank you guys for looking into those weird sounds coming from under the law firm on the day of the signing ceremony. Everyone operating underground was able to do so much more safely because you took on that wanted monster request.
Wow, I forgot all about that. It feels like a lifetime ago. That reminds me that I saw some sort of strange shadow down there that day. You did indeed. Something doesn't feel right. Maybe we should go back there and have another look. Ooh.
It's hard for me to think of Mr. Grimwood as anything but the kind man I've always known. At the end of the day, I still want to be a lawyer just like him. That's why I'm helping out for the first time in a while.
I hate these chairs. Can't they have a gap? I truly appreciate Pete reaching out to me and asking for my assistance. Frankly, after all I've done, I don't feel as though I deserve his or anyone's respect. Nevertheless, I will contribute how I can. I want to give back and do something good, not just for Crossbell, but for Pete. Alright, so it tells me I want to go there. But this brings us into the sector itself. We're still miles away from this point. And while since we've heard that music, isn't it? I mean, it's the very start of the game after all, blooming hell. So we can just teleport to the depths. That works for me. Yeah, I needed this music after what we've been dealing with in Crossbell, to be fair. Bit of hypey. So we're supposed to look at this. This was the terminal we used before during our investigation of the spirit veins.
Yes, Tio and I were able to conduct a long-range spiritual power search using it. Though this terminal has certainly seen better days. I can explain that. It was destroyed by an exploding archaism shortly before the signing ceremony, sadly. I intended to put in a repair order request with the Epstein Foundation, but then, well, you know. Come to think of it, something about this terminal stuck out to Lloyd back then as well.
Yeah.
Would it be possible for you to still search through this terminal's data? It's fine if all that's left are fragments and traces. I just want to leave any stone unturned. I suppose. There may not be much left to salvage, but I'll see what I can do. Would the three of you mind giving me a hand? I could use Elisa's help too. Okie dokie. This should be interesting. I feel like we've seen this name before. Yeah, the military factory. Project Babel. We didn't have any leads on what it could be the first time we came across it. I doubt it has nothing to do with the retributive tower, though. This project was likely what led to its creation. Is there any data on the project itself? Nothing left that can be analysed, sadly. The memory course was heavily damaged. However, there are some records on the new Zalba Soldat models connected to the project that can still be read. According to this, they were designed and set into production in August of last year, before the whole war began. Wait, that doesn't sound right. You're right, it doesn't make any sense. The final trigger that led to Elysium's creation came on the first day of the war, didn't it? Yes, without a doubt. That's when the wheels were set in motion. If this record is to be believed, the Helmord and Asmodyne existed before the war. That's impossible. I can confirm that as one of Operation Jormungand's leaders.
Rest assured, we would have deployed such weapons if we had them. No one's refuting that, though it would mean the information on this memory course is incorrect, either deliberately or by mistake. All the records here seem to line up, though. Maybe our big takeaway should be that if they had been made before the war, then this is what the files would look like. It doesn't change the fact the tower is already active. None of this information is going to do us any good. It'd be one thing if there was a lead on how to disable it, but coming up empty-handed like this is a real waste of time. I've got to disagree with you there. Any information is valuable at this stage. Progress is progress. Though you're right about time being of the essence. We've found all we can here, so let's get back to the surface. Ooh. This looks like part of a whole. Before the war. Anyway. That's everything in West Street. We're moving on to the entertainment district now. But I don't want to leave the music. Should we start Imelda's? Can't go to the blimmin'... Still not there. It's weird to have some districts just omitted. When you've opened up more of it than you had in Cold Steel in the first place. Imelda's it is. Do you by any chance want my books? Who wants my books? Actually, with that in mind, I think I'll save, thanks. Just in case you just nick my books or something. There's still a new on West Street, it's the exit. Oh no, Mr. Fink! So you're Lapis, you're becoming more and more human-like. You're welcome to come live with me if your friends ever get tired of you. I even give you my word not to sell you. Instead, you'll be the mascot of my shop. Wow, that's a generous offer. Don't fall for it, LP. There's no telling what unscrupulous thing she'll do to you. Something tells me she'd treat you very well. But I would. So care to cut a deal? Hey, stop treating me like I'm merchandise. Lapis gets final say, and if she's not for it, it's best to give up. How unfortunate. Yeah, the final West Street one is the highway. So we'll be going out for there when we go out there. That's pretty much it. Like I imagine... It's interesting that, well, Station Street didn't have the same thing. But we'll leave through the exit, I guess. Well, aren't you a strange bunch? I'm sure you'll be able to put an end to that giant tower with this group. I'll be counting on all of you to clear this up for me.
If you ain't buying, then get out.
You want to give me an evergreen then or something? I don't know. 80k. To be honest, I can afford this. How many of these do we own? Only 2. Yeah, I'm going to buy a whole one of
Come
these.
again.
Someone will have it in the future. It's all for you now. You finally get it. Big old steel blue power up. There we go. Congratulations! Upgrades, upgrades, upgrades! You're the one with the Grail locket, though. One of our best customers got in touch, so I'll be accompanying them. I'm so glad. My favorite part of this job is putting a smile on someone's face. That's why I'm proud to do what I do. And now, to get to it! Now to get to work. Time to play with all my heart and soul. Will do. It's not a lot to start with in the back alley because it is a small area anyway. Small, now not separate area. It's been a while since I've seen Eric get so passionate about something. I have a request to host a customer before my usual shift too, so I need to get fired up as well. Eric's right. This place has the chance to draw in some great business once this is all over. Chances are I'll be bringing customers from my club here around the clock if things really take off. Eric's right. This place has the chance to draw in some great business. You're saying there again. Thank you. Anything RSP-wise? Feels like the old back alley is starting to breathe easy again now that the EDF has been chased out. Not that there isn't plenty to worry about with that tower looming over us, and who knows what Calvin might do. Still, the public's grown to trust the CGF and CPD over these last few years. If there's one thing Crossbells are used to, it's handling adversity. We'll make it through this and have our Independence Day. I know it. Till then, I'll continue easing our customers' worries and meeting their needs for food, drink, and music. I'm sure it's only a matter of time before the worst is behind us, so I need to get to work on restocking our liquor reserves. I'll have to put a call out to a few jazz bands we know to see if anyone is interested in booking a gig here. It's too soon too. No, but it's not like the right song isn't here. It's in the SSS thing. My Tower of Shadow of Death. Who's been working harder than anyone I know, so you won't catch me resting on my laurels. We got a whole slew of customers who are ready to cut loose and game their hearts out. Now let's have ourselves some fun, ladies and gents. Indeed. Who cares about profits? It's all about good service wrapped in a good time. Let's party! Let's party! Why was I in support of the United Nations? I can't figure it out for the life of me. Whatever the reason, then, I can say with certainty that I'm completely against the Supreme Leader's plans now. Crossbell has faced countless tragedies compared to the rest of Samaria. That's also what makes us want to fight so hard that others never have to experience what we have. I'm under house arrest here with my Imperial Secretary. My word, being liberated is wonderful and all, but where do we go from here? There's so much to think about. I need to figure out what to put down in my report. Now, where is that lady walking to? Not across? Oh, she's gonna get out there. Didn't take long for this district to get back into business after the occupation ended. I know the mess hasn't been fully cleaned up yet, but every little bit of progress is good, right? EDF's out, and that means we can finally open up our doors again. Time to bring in the customers. It's weird that she just stops there, isn't it? The big takeaway after everything is that Crossbell at its best when it's free. I may be an Imperial, but I love this place just as much, and I plan to use my hostess skills the mostest to keep the city fun and flirty. Do you know? Alright, it should be all the walkers. Let's go through Hotel Millennium, zip down to the casino, and then Arc En Ciel, and that's our city sweep done, right? I mean, you could count the cathedral, but we can go there later. We may be under house arrest, but the staff have taken great care of me while I've stayed here. They're all so nice, and service on the whole is beyond thorough. I'm especially impressed with Dario. He always knows just what to recommend, from relaxing scents to soothing music. Not to mention he has quite the eye for beauty, a feat for someone so young. I couldn't have asked for a better attendant. It's fair to say that this insurrection has done considerable damage to the local economy. Yet even now, Letitia, our manager, is prioritizing the satisfaction of our guests over our own profits. So that's what the rest of us are focusing on now, doing everything we can to ensure our guests have a pleasant, comfortable stay. Despite the economic turmoil, Letitia, our manager, is prioritizing the satisfaction of our guests over our own profits. Indeed. Let's bustle through the cleaners. Just 6 months ago, Dario was so awful, he tried to hit on me and harassed me when he stayed here at the hotel. But now he's completely different. Just goes to show people really can change if they put their mind to it, I suppose. He still has a habit of letting bad language slip out. He's not as direct about his feelings as I like, but maybe that's all part of his charm in the end. Oh my god, people are considering him charming now? Anyway, I've got to get back to work. There's so many guests I still have to serve. Can't have Dario be the only one looking good on the job around here. I'd really like to get back to Calvert already, but the trains still aren't running. I'll either have to wait until the lines are restored or take the long way by bus. Decisions. If that tower really is going to fire off more divine lightning, it might be safer to stay in Crossbell than return to Calvert. But I'm really worried about my family back in Crossbell. It's hard being apart from them. Dario's turned over a new leaf, but do people forgive him though? Dario's continuing to do an outstanding job despite how crazy things are right now. It's amazing to see just how much he's grown since he came to the hotel. It'd be nice to finally have something positive to report to his father, President Giscard. I think she was supposed to say their family was in Calvard. I'll just read what's said there. These people think kissing my ass for a job well done is enough to put me in a good mood. What? Don't get the wrong idea. I'm not feeling cheery or anything. Can a guy hum in peace just because he wants to? Seriously, why the hell does this sort of grunt work give me so much satisfaction? It's driving me nuts. Sometimes it's nice to have a task, set out and fulfill it, right? As soon as the EDF siege ended, the house arrest put in place for civilians was lifted as well. Unfortunately, it seems that progress toward restoring the local transportation networks continues to proceed slowly.
As a result, quite a few people are still having trouble returning home, whether in Crossbell or abroad. In the meantime, we're allowing those who need a place to stay remain here completely free of charge. As trying as these times are, it's our genuine pleasure to do what we can to reduce our guests' stress, however trivially. Hopefully they leave here with at least a few pleasant memories and choose to visit Crossbell again sometime in the future.
You know, when there's not a gigantic cannon erupting out the water. Our newest sculpture, our newest figure.
Hey there, wanna play? The occupation's over and Barca Casino's back in business. Wanna come in for a game?
I mean, what rewards can I get from Barca Casino now that we're actually... Is this something to do in between sessions? It's the Mishy coin, yes. We already got that. None of it was missable then. Get an evergreen for 16k. Yeah.
I ran into Lecter outside earlier. I didn't even recognize him without his vacation attire on. You know, I always did think he and Mr. Drake were a lot alike. We could just tell by a glance that they're no average Joes. I hope he visits again one day. You can tell, just from a glance, that Lecter and Mr. Drake are no ordinary men. They've fought their share of battles in life. Bad boys have always been my type. I took refuge inside the staff's break room here at Drake's insistence over the last week. It was actually quite fun living here, if you can believe it. What a unique experience it made for. Drake has always been the caring sort, so it was just like him. Do anything for an old friend. Wait a sec, I thought I recognized you. Rita Rosa, how have you been? I've been well, Randy. You seem to have been doing well for yourself these last couple of years. I'm sure you still have plenty of work to do. But what do you say to catching up once it's all over? We could play a few hands together.
You're on. I really like that, but the loser is buying drinks.
Something tells me there's more trouble on the horizon, but this is Crossbell we're talking about. What else is new, really? This place and Big Crisis go together hand in hand. I'm sure things will sort themselves out one way or another, just like always.
Music, change.
Rita Rosa's poker face always was a cut above the rest. I may be a dealer, but I'm a gambler at heart. There's much I can still learn from her. Or talk to Gino Galletti. As I understand it, the fate of Crossbell rests on all of your shoulders, does it? Shoulders. I can't imagine what it's like to carry such a heavy burden or how difficult it would be to stop such a frightening weapon. Nevertheless, I know I'm not the only one in this city willing to bet on your success. I've no doubt you'll come out victorious. And when you do, I'll hope you'll come visit us for some well-earned rest and relaxation. We'd be happy to have you. See, the thing is like, this isn't like a first-time rodeo for the party. Like, it's the fourth for some, the third for some, the fifth for some. First for some-ish on this side, but you know, just saying, like, success rate of this group is high. You'd actually be hoping quite well. I came rushing over to play the second I heard the casino was back open for business. I've got days worth of gambling to make up for. Crossbell just isn't the same without its wild side if you ask me.
Wow, isn't the SSS? I believe I speak for all of us when I say thank you for freeing our city once more. I'm sure it couldn't have been easy. I also understand Mireille was seriously wounded and was only finally transported to a proper hospital a little while ago. Randy, you had better not have been putting too much on your shoulders again. I have enough things to worry about on my plate.
He's got you there. Anything you have to say for yourself?
Lay off, will you, Drake? Sorry if I had you clutching your pearls in fear. I already got another talking to from Captain Crossbell over here. Still wasn't as bad as when I ran off a few years ago. Yeah, I'm glad to hear it. I'll give you credit where it's due. You've been growing as a person alongside that tab you still owe me. I'd like to think I have everyone around me to thank for that. The growing part, not the drinking part, I mean. Still, I'm sure you know how it is for us. There's always unfinished business. I'll drop by to unwind a little once this mess is finally behind us. Who knows? Might even pay off a little of that tab while I'm at it. You and I both know that won't be happening, but fine. I'll pour you a drink. Make sure to bring Mireille with you too. I'll admit it's a relief to know Randy yet again managed to avoid getting himself killed. Now may not be the best time, but rest assured you're all welcome here if you need a place to relax. I'll be more than happy to pour your favorite drink for you. Captain Crossbell.
I mean, he is. I mean, his rank isn't... I mean, is detective higher than captain in the police force? That's a good question. Ilya really is beautiful as Dusk and Dancer, but I still can't help but associate it with the flames and the sun. That's why I created my Soleil ice cream.
A delicious treat made fiery hot, even if it's actually cold, after being mixed with fiery red fruits. Get a scoop of this to show your love for Ilya and the rest of Arc En Ciel. Posty, I'll buy some. ATS ADF speed, large for 3 seconds. For 5 turns, for 3 seconds. I'm terrible. We're taking care of the vehicles with the displays on them left by the EDF. Sure wish we had more people to help us clear them out. Here's hoping we can wrap this up before the end of the day. No. Just get a GoPro on one of these guys and send them into the tower. It'll be fine. Great watching. Ilya as the Tuscan dancer was gorgeous, but I still love how bright she shines as the fervent dancer. Without our son, we can't have our beloved moon princess in Lady Risha. Sully, Eugene, Theodore, Plie, Celine, and Nikolai too. They're only going to keep improving as the years go on. Get ready because the golden era of Arc En Ciel has just begun. I can't believe how lucky I am to be able to breathe the same air as them. Yay! Thank you, Radios. Get ready. Yes, sir. Cool little gut feeling, but I think we as fans put too much pressure on Lady earlier in the past. I just got a good look at her a second ago and she looked like a huge weight had been lifted off her shoulders. I'm so glad. As fans, we have to make it clear that we'll always love and support Lady Ilya now and in the future, no matter what she does. Now that she's back with Arc En Ciel, I can't wait to keep cheering her on until my lungs give out. Is she in here then? I thought she was taken to the hospital. They dye her hair back? Because, like, I was amazed that she didn't make a retransformation. Because she did at the ancient battlefield. A whole lot of people saw that broadcast. The reactions were absolutely wild. It reminded me all over again just how powerful a performance can be. Too many people are cheering me on for me to abandon all hope. I've got to give my all toward getting Arc En Ciel up and running again. A lot of the staff are still pretty confused, myself included, but for now we've talked it over and concluded that the show must go on. Ilya will be coming back to us in one piece. We know she will. And when she does, we all wanted to see just how much we've grown. Yep, she'll be back. I knew Ilya was acting strange, but all I could do was watch. I'm a real failure as a manager. And now isn't the time to be drowning in regret. I need to stand tall and do whatever I can for this theater, for every one of us in Crossbell. Hi, Plie. Hi, Eugene. It's nice to see you. Ah, Risha, when did you get here? We just finished taking apart all of the equipment the soldiers brought in. There's still a ton to do. They wanted to do this whole big show to raise morale in anticipation of going to war with neighboring nations. My memories are a little messed up, but I guess we were helping them? Everything from setting up the stage to getting the lighting perfected, and now we've got to put it all back in place. Honestly, I don't have a clue why we did all that. But it's done now, so now we have to focus on our dream of a million nights performance. Exactly, we can't afford to sit with our hands tied when we've got a real show to deliver. Be it Risha, Theodore, or the SSS, we've got a ton of rivals, and I don't intend to let a single one of them show me up. Good. Show me what you got. We're rooting for you to do your part. This whole darkness theme isn't bad and all, but you have to end dark with the light of hope. We can all be that light, and that means there's no time to dilly-dally. I don't know what's going to happen to Crossbell going forward, but as artists, there's only one thing we can do. That's preparing so we can perform the dream of a million nights again. Should get on that. Depends how many people are in Arc En Ciel. Hey, how are you guys doing? I heard from Sully that Ilya's resting at the hospital. This is all because you never gave up on her, Risha. That's our moon princess. She's just too cool for your own good, and our good too. Oh no, all I did was focus on our dance, but thank you. You sure did, and there's no way I could watch that and not get fired up. Things might still be a mess right now, but once all calms down, we gotta get the show on the road. Everyone's doing what they can to help right now, so don't worry about us, alright? You and the SSS go do what needs to be done. I'm going to take this time to polish my skills and catch up to your amazingness. I'll hold you both to that then. Oh man, if you miss an S, it gets very dark. Everyone's doing what they can to help right now, so don't worry about us, alright? You and the SSS go do what needs to be done. Once things have calmed down, I'm going to go visit Ilya in the hospital. Sully's with an L, so if you want, you should go too, Risha. Like suddenly being slow, like, oh, he's going to say the final S, right? I'm embarrassed to say my memories of late have been kind of fuzzy. I apparently made alternative costumes for the troupe while the city was occupied. I've made one for the Tuscan dancer. I can't believe I made things in support of the Supreme Leader. It's awful even. I'm getting rid of it all ASAP. We craftsmanship is pretty nice though, eh? It'd be a huge waste to throw out such nice costumes. Actually, yeah, let me just store them away for another day. I don't know if there'll ever be a time when Ilya picks up the Dusk and Dancer role again, but I have to admit, she was sexy. Don't know if I want to throw out her costume. Honestly, it's such a waste for her to wear it as a one-time thing. I can't believe I cooperated with the Ebon Defense Force, and we were going to perform to raise morale for the soldiers. Might sound hypocritical coming from me now, but I'd never want to perform in support of a war. We have to get things back to normal as quickly as possible. By the way, there's something I've been rather curious about. That young lady, is she? No, not even a master of his craft could make a doll that looks so human. Excuse me, I didn't mean to say something so strange. It's alright. Oh yeah, they've partnered up with Rosenberg's studio before. It'll only make things more confusing if we clarify anything. Wow, Heinz has got an eye. Knowledge too, of course. I was shocked to find out I cooperate with EDF, but I can't let that drag me down forever. I have stage equipment to set up. Oh my god, guys, we're on the stage. We did it. I'm pretty sure we've patrolled all of the city of Crossbell. Depending or not if you count the cathedral or not. I finally did it. Oh, that was a lot of talking. I think we took 3 hours to get through it, plus a little bit of a diversion for that quest.